Hey guys, Troy Francis coming at you from central London with probably one of the most valuable pieces of life advice that I've ever received, and not always the easiest to follow, but it is one of the most significant, and that is that as a guy, you've got to be prepared to feel like shit, frankly, and get up and do the things that you are supposed to do anyway, all right? And what this comes down to really is the placing of purpose over emotion, okay? We need to place our purpose, our mission, whatever that may be, in life over whatever emotion we might be feeling, okay? As I say, very simple, obvious in a way, harder to actually follow, all right? And look, I've got to confess, I have been buffeted around by emotion for most of my life, and I think I'm quite a sensitive person. I think I can be quite an emotional person. And I think that having to ride that wave hasn't always been easy. And I've probably, in many cases, made the wrong call where I've bowed to emotion rather than saying, okay, well, I'm feeling these things, I'm feeling this way, but that shouldn't affect how I act. Okay, that shouldn't affect how I act, and it shouldn't affect the actions that I take, because in the end, all that's really important are the actions that we take, the things that we actually do in the world. So, an example of this might be, I remember many, many, many years ago, breaking up with a girl. I mean, the reality is, I absolutely should have broken up with her, and I should have broken up with her a lot earlier than I did, but whatever, we broke up, and I was feeling pretty shitty on this particular day. Now, as it happened, it was a day when I was meant to be moving. I was living in a sort of shared accommodation at the time, and I was meant to be moving out of one place and into another place that was owned by the same landlord. And the landlord said to me, look, are you going to be moving your stuff today? And I literally couldn't bring myself to do it. I felt weak, I felt upset, I felt just like I just didn't have it in me to get myself together to pack up the boxes and to carry those boxes down to wherever the other place was. It was quite nearby, and do the practical things that I needed to do. So I said to him, listen, I just, I can't do it. Not today. I just can't do it today. And I ended up, taking that day off, and I think we sorted it out in the next day or so. But that's a classic example of allowing emotion to get in the way of doing something, okay? In this case, it was moving house, all right? On another occasion, it might be making a video, or it might be creating content, or it might be getting on a sales call, or it might be working on a new project, or writing a book, or creating a new product, okay? These are just some examples from my own life. And you have this situation where, you feel a certain way, and you feel beholden to that feeling, and so you don't take the action that you need to take. And as I said, nobody else cares, all right? This is the problem. Nobody else cares about how you feel. Nobody else cares that you are having a bad day. Nobody else gives a shit that you broke up with your little girlfriend and you're feeling sad and boo-hoo-hoo and all that. Nobody gives a shit. All anybody else cares about is what you've actually palpably done in the real world, okay? So, you make a video, it touches somebody, they call you up because they want to get on a call with you. They want to, maybe they want to do some coaching, or they want to ask you something, or they have a business opportunity for something that involves you, that could be very lucrative, right? If you didn't take that action, you didn't create the video, then that wouldn't happen, all right? So all that matters in the end in life is what we do. The way that we feel, a few people close to you may feel sorry for you, your mother might feel sorry for you that, you're not feeling good or whatever. But for the most part, people just don't give a shit, and it doesn't matter, and it doesn't... if you take it to its logical extreme, right, what's going to happen is you're going to sit in a room for the rest of your life. You're not going to do anything because you feel upset, or you feel sad, or you feel that you're discriminated against or whatever. Some great dressing gowns in here. New and Lingwood behind me, fantastic. You know, you just don't do anything, and that lack of action means that nothing happens for you, and eventually you just die, and that's it, you know. And obviously we want to avoid that, because we want to, in the end, make the greatest impact in the world that we can, whether that is in terms of our career, or whether it's in terms of our relationships, or whether it's in terms of our friends, and so on and so forth. And you know, I'm doing these videos because I want to help people, right? I want to spread a message that I think is positive, you know. I want to encourage you to stop sitting around like a loser and get out there and do some things and make stuff happen for you in the world, whether that's in the realm of dating, but also your career, you know, your self-development, your self-actualization as a man, okay? Now, there are gonna be times when you don't feel good. There are gonna be times when I don't feel good. I mean, I've had just recently, you know, I came back from a trip, horrendous jet lag, feeling really ill, feeling crappy, you know, and I didn't much feel like doing anything. Now, that's not to say you can never take a day off. It's not to say you have to be nose to the grindstone, nose to the grindstone 24/7, because you don't. I mean, you can, if you know, you need to, you can take an afternoon off, you can take a day out, whatever, fine. It's also important to have balance. It's also important to ensure that you know, restore yourself. It's also important to look after yourself, okay? A little bit of TLC. But you can't completely take your foot off the gas because of negative feelings, because in the end, and this is the key thing, in the end, you are self-sabotaging, all right? That's the problem. In the end, you are self-sabotaging, okay? You will not get the opportunities you would otherwise have got. There is an opportunity cost to this, all right? And people, as I said, I mean, the reality is, you know, you're not helping anybody. The girl who dumped you, she doesn't care. She's on to the next thing, all right? You know, the friend who double-crossed you, the business partner who did that terrible thing to you, they don't care. They're whatever. They're on to the next thing. So you've got to just, like, you've got to take the blows and then think, okay, I feel terrible, I feel really bad, but I'm going to do this action anyway. I'm going to go to the gym anyway. I'm going to go for a run anyway. I'm going to work out anyway. I'm going to sit up and I'm going to get up and I'm going to write a chapter of the book anyway. I'm going to read a chapter of a book anyway. I'm going to do something positive for myself, all right? Regardless of how you feel, all right? You have to compartmentalize. You have to put your emotions to one side and do the actions anyway, okay? Now, at first it's going to be hard. You're going to feel some resistance, but if you start doing the thing and just try and just say, okay, look, the resistance is there. I accept it. I get it. It is what it is, but I'm just going to do this thing anyway. Then what you're going to find is actually you might get into doing the thing, right? You might get into and start to enjoy whatever it is that you need to do for that period of time, okay? It may only be an hour. You may only be working for an hour or 2 hours or something. Okay, fine, whatever. Do that. Do that, lean into that. Don't allow emotion to engulf you and to overtake you and to prevent you from being successful, because in the end, you know, when you look back on your life, you will regret the things that you didn't do, and you will regret the things that you didn't do because of emotion that will pass. And this is the other thing. That emotion that you're feeling, you know, that negativity you're feeling, it's not going to be there forever. And then a year later, 6 months later, you're going to look back and think, shit, why did I not do that thing? Because I was feeling sad about this circumstance, which is now completely irrelevant to me and which I now append no emotion to whatsoever. Terrible, terrible way to live life. And I'm saying this as much for me as I am for anybody else, because, as I said, you know, I've fallen prey to this many times, but we have to remind ourselves, okay, to act in our best interests and to act based on logic, all right, and on knowing what the right thing to do is and just doing that anyway. We have to act on that rather than on emotion, which is just gonna fuck us up and bring us down, quite frankly. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can email me for coaching opportunities. There's a bunch of events that we got coming up in the summer, including Mexico City, Dubai, and indeed London. Email me troyfrancis7laws@gmail.com. That's troyfrancis7, number 7, laws, LAWS, @gmail.com. The email address is written below as well. and include your WhatsApp details and we can jump on a call. Like the video, subscribe. I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye-bye.